the greatest pickup ever story.
Ooh, boy. So boys, we have been working at this for years, decades, to find our time to brag about our best pickup ever. I mean, we all have to have one. So there's a few that I would want to name, but I think I want to pass it to the guest here to start us off. Gabo, what is the greatest pickup story? This is the Bible of your story.
As a group or individual?
Individual, bro. We don't want to hear your life story.
No, it's easy.
It was a cold morning.
Those Seals NES games.
To explain to the people who don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Tell the story.
It's been, 2 years now? I was working in the desert close where I live, and I saw a little thrift store, local little thrift store, and I stopped there, and I was lucky, blessed. I found a box full of Seal NES games.
How many games?
Including, it was 10 games, including Super Mario 3, Final Fantasy, Balloon Fight,
Tetris,
Pictionary, Disney Adventures,
Magical Kingdom,
Clax, Mrs. Pac-Man.
Oh, man.
And yeah, man.
I vividly remember being at Chipotle. And I get a video call from Gabo. A video call.
And that was rare.
Yes, a video call, because we talked all the time, but not on video.
That was rare.
Get a video call. I'm eating, Chipotle extra queso, and I'm just like, look at my phone. I'm like, video. All right. Open it up, and I just see Gabo's like this. His hands are shaking, sweating, and he's just like, bro, I don't know what to do. I'm in front of a store. I just got a good deal, is what I'll say.
Well, now I can say it,
How
man.
much did you pay?
I paid $60 for that.
60.
And the guy offered me $40.
And you gave him 20 extra, just so
I
you could
give
sleep
20
at night.
extra, but then the next day, I give him $100 cash, and also I bring other stuff to give, to donate to the store.
Yeah, get yourself.
But did you find other stuff the next day?
Oh yeah.
What happened the next
and
day?
upon of that, I found 2 weeks after that, I found in the same store, I found a Game Boy Donkey Kong Seal 2.
Wow. That's crazy.
The very next day, I found a GameCube with 8 games.
Yeah.
And the Kitty game, Hello Kitty game,
Yeah.
it was there, and the Simpson game.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
man.
going back to your NES, man, I mean, you were flipping out, you were
Yeah.
freaking out, you found holy grails,
Yeah.
and you basically just needed like someone to talk to like vent it out, because you were like stressing out. You're like, I don't want these in my car, I don't want to get dirt on them. Well, you ended up getting them graded.
I'm very grateful with you, man. Thank you again, because you helped me a lot.
I took care of your grading process.
And mentally too, because you give me a lot of advices for that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking on my way here, like, remember we was talking, like, we get a kind of, more than me, a little disappointed when they came out from being graded.
Yeah.
And the prices, because with graded games, the prices are high and up. And I remember you telling me, like, well, here you go. That can be your house.
Because this was at the time.
Yeah,
when
at the time.
those graded games sealed were selling for astronomical, stupid numbers, however you feel
So
about it.
you graded them all?
Yes.
Were the grades not good? Is that what you're saying?
It was
fine.
it was good. It was not the greatest, but it was really good.
Yeah.
But what I say is, I think the biggest thing that I got from finding those games is first Little Samson, because I saw the Mario 3. But the most precious thing, is it woke up something inside of me, like
To collect for NES.
NES.
And I think that's huge for people to note too, because so many people were against, like, oh, you graded them, you did this, you used a specific company that a lot of people don't like. But it just goes to show, like, sometimes you have to think with the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You sold one of the games and you got Little Samson.
Yeah.
So whatever 10 divided by 6, what is that? Does anybody know math in here?
I don't know, but
Plus grading 80. You basically got Little Samson for $80.
But something else, I donate 2 of those games when we did the charity stream.
Yes.
And we raised a lot of money.
Which 2 did you give?
The what?
Which 2 did you give?
Pictionary and Tetris.
Nice.
Ben bought the Tetris.
Ben did.
Ben did.
Ben's back there.
So, I didn't get a house. I didn't get a new car.
But I got little Samson.
but I got little Samson.
Yeah.
We raised money for the kids.
Yeah.
For Christmas to Children's Hospital. But I think the most valuable thing is, man, the journey. Like,
Absolutely.
when you wake up, that thing inside of me. Because of that, I'm doing videos on my own too. Capturing the journey of the NES whole collection.
I remember you telling me after you got them graded, like I literally remember you in my shed telling me, like, man, this makes me want to like collect more for the NES. And I was like, there you go.
And also it makes me realize, like, when I'm not hunting with you guys and I'm finding all that stuff, that made me realize, like,
Yep.
I should do something for myself, like
Absolutely.
my channel. And yeah, man, everything started after I found those games.
I love it. I love it.
It's a blessing in disguise.
How amazing that it creates another opportunity just from finding one.
Oh, yeah. Ricky, you're up, bro.
Oh,
Story
man.
time. We're going around the room, baby.
Mine's not even that great.
One time, I got a churro for $1.
I would say my cool. Is this cool? Like your favorite?
Your best
All right.
find, whatever that means to you.
So this is my favorite find. It was I just scrolled through OfferUp and Craigslist back in the day, like nonstop. I would just look up arcades, and I found this. It looked like a fake ad. I even sent it to you. I'm like, dude, do you think this is real? So I messaged the guy right away. It was for $150 for this, like, dude, insane arcade. It was the Super Nintendo arcade.
The Super System.
Super System.
The one where you play on the giant Super Nintendo.
So,
had that one.
I messaged the people. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's available." I'm like, they're like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "The only problem is, we think it's broken. There's the cord's ripped, and we're pretty sure it doesn't work." I'm like, "I'll still take it. I don't mind." So I get this guy to drive me. He had a bigger car, so we drove out there. Get there, back it up, and then the guy comes up like, "So do you want it? Do you want it?" I think it was a lady actually.
Yeah,
I'm
I remember.
like, of course I want it. I want this thing. We look at it. It's pretty clean. It's amazing. I mean, it was a little sticky, but even she lets us know. She's like, just to let you know, there's like 30 other people waiting to get this if you don't get it. And I'm like, no, definitely. I'm taking it. We started loading it in the car, and then me and Riff, we look at the plug. They're like, oh dang, it's probably ripped. Look, it's just like a PlayStation plug. That's all it is. So
it wasn't like attached to it. You know, you'd think like, oh, it was built in. You just literally pop it out and plug in a new
Like
port.
a PS3 plug, the big fat, like a computer one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she had like a cord that was ripped up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's broken. Whatever."
Scammer Ricky.
I didn't
Diablo's
do
donating
anything.
to charity and Ricky's scamming.
I paid what they wanted. I didn't go any lower.
That's a new one.
Shut up! I paid $60.
Stolen Ricky.
So, dude, it was just great. We took it back to my place. I think I took the plug off a PlayStation 3.
Yep.
Plug it in. This thing was
I remember.
gnarly. Oh, literally
when it
that.
turned on.
Right when
I
it
was
turned
like,
on.
Let's go.
I couldn't believe it. Lights up like I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. $150, and
Nice.
dude, it was one of the coolest finds. It was
I've-
one of my
I've-
favorite finds.
I've had one of those.
You
before.
have?
It's a beast of a machine to move.
Beast.
They're expensive.
Yeah. And I don't know what they go for now. I think I sold mine probably 8
How much
years
was
ago.
the flip?
So a buddy wanted it, but I had it for a long time.
I sold mine for like
Flipper.
1,000, but it was a long time ago.
I think I sold it for like $6. I didn't sell it for that
600.
much.
They
Yeah,
probably
it
go
was
for
it was
like
a
3-4.
it was
Wow.
Yeah, they probably go for like $3K now.
So mine would be, we've talked about the animation cells before. We found a bunch of animation cells at a swap meet a while back. Sega stuff, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, or Sonic the Hedgehog animation cartoon by Deke. There was stuff from He-Man in there. There was stuff from Mario Super Show. There was animation cells from Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, a whole bunch of different stuff.
Double Dragon.
Yep.
Double Dragon. But my favorite thing was my favorite moment from that, and it was truly my greatest, I feel like my favorite moment of, I'm all about the journey. I'm not about keeping stuff. That's just not really my jam anymore. It's more the journey of stuff. And, we had all this happen. Curtis helped take care of all this. He messaged me, hey, a person, wants to sell us all the Mario stuff. Whatever's in here, you just got to buy it all. And I told Curtis, pay whatever you want. I'll split it with you. I don't care what it is. I'll pay for it. But my favorite moment was coming back. I was on a vacation in Florida and being in my shed with Curtis and just going through this stuff and realizing the stuff that was in there. What wasn't the coolest stuff to me wasn't the animation cells, right? Because you can find that on eBay, some here and there. You can find, you know, pictures of the final products. It was, we found all the original sketch paper of them trying to sketch, not prints, not reprints, not photocopies, of them trying to come up with the way they're going to make the castle look. They had pictures of Mario looking way different, drawings of making him look more like a real life Mario. We had drawings of them during the Rapland episode of them saying, make this, listen to LL Cool J while writing this episode. Listen to Tupac while doing this. Listen to this artist while doing this. They would have sketches of the Three Stooges and next to it trying to sketch pictures of the way Mario's face should move to get better facial animations. And to me, that was like, this is the one-off of one-offs. Now, I got to admit, we sold a lot of that. We kept a lot of it too. We wanted to sell it to make sure people in the community could be a part of it too as well. But even though some of them went for super high money, there's stuff in there that is invaluable, right? You can't. Blake actually owns Blake owns the best one. Blake owns the Blake.
Yeah.
Blake got the rap. I gave him one. I could see his face, and I gave him the rap one. Of just the one page that talked about LL Cool J and all this. I could see,
because you gave me one of the cells too.
I could see Blake's face.
Up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, yeah.
I could see Blake's face when I showed the rap one, and it was all just penciling of that, and he was just like mind blown. I was like, "This is for the community. Here you go."
Nice.
Yeah.
And if you're out there with the community, we do have all those things scanned, and you can message Riff on Instagram.
Corpriff at Gmail would work too. We have those scans if people want them.
Oh yeah, you uploaded all that, huh?
Yeah, it took me 3 grueling days to do.
You did it
like all day, all night.
10,000 pages of just different.
Is it on a
papers.
website or you just have it in files?
Just have it in files.
Just message us
We're
if
still
people want 'em.
building the website at the moment, but you know,
Slowly but slowly.
definitely was a life-changing moment. But how about you, Chris? What was your biggest find?
I mean, I'm going to two stories, but one really quick. I mean, the first one that comes to mind for me was like finding little Samson out in the wild. Before I owned my stores, before I'd make the decision to even start up stores.
Yeah.
When I was hunting in North Las Vegas, because I was in Las Vegas at the time, I found a couple games, but back then they were so cheap. All the games were like $2, $3, $4, $5. But I did find a Bubble Bobble 2 for like $4, and then I did find a little Samson for $4.
Wow.
Is a pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, to find little Samson for $4 in the wild.
Yeah, I
I
found
don't know
that.
if you'd ever
Insane.
see, yeah, it was insane to see.
I was
that.
like, I just dropped over
I found
1,000.
that. I found that sculptor's cut for free the other week.
Oh yeah, somebody's got the
A what?
best
He
find.
lost
The
the
sculptor's
cut.
cut.
Really?
In front of his
Yeah,
own store. Well,
I
listen,
dropped it.
we'll tell you later.
Yeah, go back to your story about, you know.
So that one to me is very important, finding that little Samson, because that's really when I came home. I played that game. It was probably only worth maybe $200-300, little Samson back then. This is like literally like 13 years ago.
Wow.
But that's really what changed my mind. That it was like, oh, there's people that collect this. This is big now. This is coming back. So that was life changing for me. But most recently, and I told you guys this story, was I did buy out a VHS shop.
So cool.
It was just a really awesome experience. Not monetarily wise, was maybe the best find I ever found. It was big because I bought out basically it was a store called Video 7 that was in Connecticut that had been around for like 25 years. It was ran by a guy named Bob, and he had poured his like whole life and soul into this place, and was there every day. Worked it, had a couple of employees, and basically he passed away of cancer, I think last year. And I was contacted by actually somebody who shops at my stores in Connecticut, reached out and said, hey, you know, we're looking to sell this. I'm representing the wife, looking to sell basically the whole store. And so I worked out a deal. I ended up talking to the wife. There was a lot of emotions because he had died unexpectedly. Yeah. And so I flew back to Connecticut and basically put together, it was a huge ordeal over about 4 days of going through with the wife present a lot and going through a whole store that had been untouched. There was a basement, there was an attic, there was thousands and thousands of VHS tapes. And there was video games that were in there as well. He had a lot of boxed NES games. And so we, you know, boxed everything up over about 3-4 days with a lot of good friends. People came to visit. Russ Lyman came to, you know, do a video. I wanted you guys to actually come because it was such an
Oh,
experience.
trust me. It wasn't the new year.
We wanted to come. Trust me. We're like, please.
And yeah, it was just a really awesome experience. I've been since then shipping all that stuff back from Connecticut to California.
Just
here.
have Curtis drive it.
Oh,
We make him drive everywhere.
Drove for me. That would have made it so much easier. But just kind of processing that and going through all the stuff. There was just so much amazing posters, tapes.
This story is so cool too, and me being a story guy, I think that was so cool, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it was tough at the same time because again, the wife was really emotional.
Yeah.
And but she felt like she knew that at least the stuff wasn't getting thrown out; it was going back into the community for collectors. And I kind of heartfelt for it too because with my stores, I'm like, you know, this is stuff I've built, and then if I was to pass away, what would happen to all the stuff I had built? And you know, you're kind of going through this guy's whole life basically in this place. But it was a pretty awesome experience. It was like maybe 5-6 months ago.